From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is Wake Up Weather.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm Kelly Rawson here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We are live at 6 a.m. and we have an active radar, at least for southern Middle Tennessee. So we will start with radar this morning. I will also have your forecast for the rest of today, including storms for the rest of the week. But we do have a few dry days that I will show you here on the 7-day forecast in this weather update. So stay tuned. But let's go ahead and get started with what's going on right now, because there has been some thunder and lightning waking probably some of you up, especially in southern Middle Tennessee. But again, looking quite active, at least on that side of the state line. Not really much going on in North Alabama or Northeast Mississippi. So I may not be talking about you folks just as much, which is a good thing. That means not really much is going on. But I also will say that we do not have any severe weather at this time. None of these storms are severe. We are just looking at some heavy rainfall and some occasional lightning. But we can go ahead and zoom into southern Tennessee to see where we have the heaviest of the rainfall at this time. Over into Hardin County and Wayne County in the southern half of Lawrence County, you folks are mostly dry. Same with, as you see at Highway 64, pretty much anywhere north of that, it is raining and raining hard in some places, even into Fayetteville and northern Lincoln County. Some pretty steady rainfall all throughout Marshall County, including Lewisburg, even some lightning strikes just east of town there. Into Pulaski, some heavy rainfall for you folks. And north into Columbia, looks like you guys have some light showers at this time, but some pockets of heavier rainfall just to the west of town. And looks like it's raining pretty good in Hohenwald, or just about to be over with. And we are looking at, again, these storms are continuing to move throughout southern Middle Tennessee from west to east, and we will continue to see those do so over the next few hours. We do still have multiple rounds of rain and storms in the forecast for today as well as for tomorrow. So rain gear is a necessity, not only for today as you head out the door, but also for tomorrow. But let's go ahead and get started with the weather show. We are looking at, of course, reduced visibility in southern Middle Tennessee because it is raining pretty hard in some locations. So again, just keep that in mind. Be very careful on the roads this morning, especially along and north of Highway 64 that runs through southern Middle Tennessee. Everybody else south of there, not many issues in terms of the visibility department. But again, if it is raining, just give yourself a few extra minutes to head out the door this morning, and be sure to take it slow and easy on the roads. Nobody is racing to their destination. That's what NASCAR is for. Temperatures are in the 60s and 70s across the board. A little bit cooler into Lewisburg at 68 this morning. Everybody else, aside from Savannah, sitting at 70 degrees in southern Middle Tennessee. You folks out in Hardin County in the lower 70s, 72 in Florence in the Quad Cities, a little bit cooler into Moulton and Russellville. I'm thinking you guys are seeing a little bit more clear sky, allowing that temperature to get just a hair cooler. Everybody else into the lower 70s in North Alabama and Northeast Mississippi. So a warm start to a muggy day. Over into Columbia, you see some wet streets and wet pavement, but again, just seeing some light to moderate rain showers in Columbia at this time. All throughout Murray County, some pockets of heavier rain showers like I just showed you on live Viper Doppler radar. Looking a little bit gloomy here in Lawrenceburg as we are starting to just see those southern tips of those thunderstorms inch into our area, then inch back north, inch in, inch north. I think I just saw a lightning strike as well, but we are going to continue to watch and those storms as they continue to roll through southern Middle Tennessee, looking a little gloomy and a little bit like some reduced visibility here in Lawrenceburg. Over into Florence, again, a much more calm scene. The more south you are, looking dry, still looking mostly cloudy and gloomy, but you folks in Florence and the Quad Cities and much of North Alabama are dry for now. In terms of the storms for the rest of today and even into tonight, which I'll talk more about on Futurecast in just a moment, like yesterday, a few of the storms, I should say, may be on the stronger side with some gusty winds. Again, heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, but no widespread organized severe weather risk for the rest of today is in store by any means. We are just talking, for the most part, general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms. But for the rest of this morning, again, I think we are going to be seeing a little bit more activity than what Futurecast is showing, because we already are. However, it's not going to rain the whole day. not the whole morning, not the whole afternoon, not the whole overnight. However, the chance is there. Again, we're just talking multiple rounds of on and off thunderstorms for the rest of today. So have the rain gear with you and just plan for thunderstorms. If you even have any outdoor activities, I would move those indoors for today. We are going to see, again, those rounds and those storms start to redevelop heading into the afternoon. Again, maybe some gusty winds, but I'm really thinking we're just going to be dealing with general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms for this afternoon. In terms of temperatures, for southern middle Tennessee, I think you folks are going to stay a little bit gloomier and a little bit cloudier. And of course, with the rainfall this morning helping to cool us off a little bit more, I think you folks may stay in the lower 80s and then upper 80s to lower 90s for North Alabama and Northeast Mississippi. I think we're going to see a widespread temperature difference between the two sides of the state line. So just keep that in mind. Much warmer the more south you are. And then we're going to continue to see multiple rounds of showers and storms, some breaks here and there, but then this line of thunderstorms into the overnight. Again, not looking like it's going to be severe, but we will, of course, keep our eye on everything on the radar. Again, thinking just general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms, but we are expecting that additional round late into the evening and into the overnight, right around midnight, give or take a few hours. And then into your Wednesday, we're looking at showers and storms around in pockets to start the day, and we're going to see multiple rounds throughout the rest of the afternoon. For your Wednesday, a cold front finally going to be making its way to us here in the Tennessee Valley, spurring off an increased chance of those rain and storms more widespread on Wednesday, believe it or not, compared to yesterday and today. But again, with that increase in rain and storm chances for Wednesday, now this is much needed rain. We are experiencing drought conditions here in the Tennessee Valley. However, we've seen a lot of rain already so far this week, multiple rounds of thunderstorms, potentially with some heavy rainfall. We will be watching for any sort of localized flash flooding issues. In fact, we will be watching for that today as well as for Wednesday. So another thing to keep in mind. But thunder and lightning expected with these thunderstorms, of course, for your Wednesday afternoon. So be sure to plan anything outdoors accordingly. I would move any Wednesday plans indoors if you can. And then for your Thursday, we are looking at some leftover moisture, some leftover thunder showers, but this cold front finally getting on through and high pressure moving in just in time for the weekend. Maybe a stray shower left over Friday. Otherwise, a mostly sunny sky returns, and it is just in time for the weekend. Elevated rain chances, though, for the next few days, including this afternoon. Again, multiple rounds of rain and storms. Not going to rain and storm the whole day, but the chance is there for the entire day. Increase in rain chance with that cold front moving through for your Wednesday. Of course, that is tomorrow, and then thunderstorms still around for your Thursday, but then we start to fall off with the rain chances just in time for the weekend, like I said. So this weekend, save your outdoor plans for the weekend because they will be good to go. Temperatures will be much more refreshing as well. You'll see those here on the 7-day forecast in just a moment. Rain gear necessary for today, whether it's the morning or the afternoon. Send the kiddos off with the rain gear heading off to the bus stop or heading off to school. And in fact, be sure to have it yourself as you are running errands or doing whatever you may be doing on this Tuesday morning. We are going to see that thunderstorm chance continue for the afternoon, so don't let your guard down. Temperatures again in the 80s for today, lower 80s for southern middle Tennessee, upper 80s for North Alabama and Northeast Mississippi, where things are staying a little bit drier this morning. However, everybody does have the chance for those thunderstorms throughout the rest of the day as temperatures again warm up by the afternoon, with those thunderstorms still looking likely throughout the day on and off. We are going to be quite gloomy and quite unsettled for the next few days, including today, including your Wednesday, including your Thursday. Again, no organized severe weather threat looks like it's on the board, but a few stronger storms can't be ruled out, prompting maybe a few severe thunderstorm warnings due to some gusty or potentially damaging winds. Otherwise, general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms with some heavy rainfall, so we will be watching for any sort of flooding or localized flash flooding risks. But other than that, again, general thunderstorm activity, hopefully working to beat the drought conditions that we have. So again, much needed rain, of course, always comes at a cost, though. Temperatures cooler starting on Wednesday into the lower 80s, and we take it the lower 80s into the weekend as we say hello once again to the sunshine and pleasant weather conditions this weekend. Honestly, looking pretty fantastic. That's a look at your local weather forecast. Stay dry out there. Again, remember to grab the rain gear as you head out the door and give yourself a few extra minutes, especially if you are in southern middle Tennessee, to make it to your destination this morning. I will be back at 8 a.m. with your next weather update.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.